Hey, welcome to my garage where I'm going to walk you through how to make a VR video for Supernatural where you can show off what you look like inside the game. I'll be covering the studio setup, how to record the video of yourself, how to capture the game itself, and then how to combine them, as well as some tricks for making it look as natural as possible. First up, you'll want a green screen. This allows you to have a solid background that you can remove using video editing software so that you can see the game in the background instead of the real world. My green screen is 10 feet wide by 12 feet tall, and I leave around 3 feet on the floor. To hang it, I put up cup hooks in the rafters and then punched grommets into the green screen every 2 feet or so. I'll leave a link in the description for the kits I use because they work really well. I installed this floodlight around 5 feet back from where I stand to give a little more lighting because my garage is so dark. Honestly, a little more lighting from the sides would be ideal, but this works okay. I like this particular light because it plugs into the outlet instead of being wired directly into the electrical system. It makes it really easy to plop up into the rafters. Around 10 feet away from where I stand, I have a little tripod set up for my phone. This is what I use to record myself in front of the green screen. It looks something like this. I prefer to film at a slight angle so my body isn't blocking the oncoming balloons, but you can play around with what direction you want to face. Simply turn your body, then hold the flat button on the right controller to reset the camera. You'll also want to turn on the front-facing modifier so that the balloons only come from one direction. I also like to use these light-up bats when I'm recording because they look a bit like the in-game bats. We won't be filming the bats you see in the game, so having a physical representation of them helps. A word of warning though, they do increase the weight of your controllers and can be a little hard to get used to. You also need a lot more room around you or you're going to be smacking everything in the vicinity. Check the description for a link to the ones I use. Now comes the tricky part. A lot of VR games are compatible with an app called Reality Mixer that connects your headset to your phone to allow you to film yourself and the in-game video at the same time. It sets the in-game camera back a few feet so the video result lets you see yourself playing the game. Unfortunately, as of February 2023, Supernatural isn't compatible with this app, so we have to do it manually. What I do next is load up the same workout again, but this time we're going to set the headset back where my phone was. In order to do this, your Guardian has to be quite large so you stay inside the Guardian even though we've walked around 10 feet away. You have to be quick, but if you stuff a little something inside the headset, the display will stay on even though it's no longer on your head. I use a little bubble wrap, but be careful not to scratch the display. However, I still want to see what I'm filming, so I stream the display to my laptop using the casting feature. If you're not sure how to do it, visit oculus.com/casting for instructions. You'll also want to actually record this display. Unfortunately, you can't cast and record at the same time on the headset, so I record the display on the computer. This also makes it easier to edit the video afterward. I use an app called ScreenFlow, but there are a lot of options out there. Now that we're recording the game, there's one more trick that'll take a little practice, but it really improves the end result. If you simply place your green screen video on top of this gameplay video, it'll look like you hit the balloons, but they simply keep passing by instead of popping. To make the balloons pop, I recommend grabbing your controllers and standing around 4 to 5 feet in front of where you place the headset. You'll need to experiment a little to get the placement just right, but this area is where the headset can no longer detect the exact position of the bats, so they won't show up in the recording. There's no exact science to this, but just keep flailing and you'll hit a lot of the balloons. I watch the stream on my computer to make sure the bats aren't visible, but the balloons are popping. You won't get them all, but as long as you keep moving, you'll get a good number of them. Plus, it's like a second bonus workout. You should now have 2 videos, one on your phone and one on your computer. Go ahead and transfer the phone video to your computer so we can combine them. Like I mentioned earlier, I use ScreenFlow for video editing, but other apps work much the same way. You'll have 2 layers, the game in the back and you in the front. Add a filter to the video view to remove the green screen, and then it's just a matter of sliding the videos back and forth to match them up and syncing them up. Don't forget to mute the video of you since we only want the sound from the game. It can take a little time to get them to look perfect, but the end result is worth it.
We've got stronger hearts and an even stronger will. Stay determined to keep building up our armor of perseverance and our joy with every single workout.
And that's it. Have fun and let me know if you have any questions.